So how can you deal with failures as a young entrepreneur? Now, failure is something that's completely missed out in the online space. Everybody seems to be only doing well without any problems. But that's a major issue right there, because that is not the reality of business. And that's not even the reality of business for seasoned pros, never mind people who've just made money in the last 2 years. So what you're looking at there is you're not looking at the lifespan of somebody's career. There is people who have early success and haven't had a failure yet, but everybody's going to have it. Some people mess up more than others. Sometimes you get unlucky and sometimes you make mistakes. And the bigger the setback, the bigger the mental energy shift. When it comes to setbacks, you might think you can handle it before it happens, but when it's on your shoulders, it completely changes your character. Bigger the setback, the worse it can get. I'm talking from experience here. It completely changes your perspective and completely changes your self-confidence and ability in yourself. It's hard to get over the fact that you failed. With minor failures, you can bounce back and it can be good. But when it gets too big and too on top, it's hard to deal with. So in this video, we're going to go over how you deal with major setbacks. First and foremost, the most important thing you need to do is get back in the fucking game. We can't be sitting around crying, being upset, not taking action, or quitting. That's not an option. We've got to stay focused and get back on it. Now, sometimes you can be in the position where everything you know is no longer available. So you might have started a business with a small amount of money and then turned it into something, and all that hustle that you've learned, you're no longer able to do because you've not got enough finances or the hustle isn't there anymore. So you've got to adapt. And when I say get back in the game, you've got to just make sure you're doing something, make sure you keep moving. Pick up a new habit, keep going places, keep talking to people, keep doing stuff, because it can get really, really depressing if you're just locking yourself in and going into work mode. Now, there is a time and place for that, but you need to be aware that that is going to affect you mentally and it's going to affect your output. The thing is, when you deal with a big failure, your energy is off because your self-confidence is off. So when you're doing well, the risks that you're taking are in a lot more confidence in yourself, and you're moving with a lot more targeted energy. But then when you start losing and you're making bad play after bad play, you lose the self-confidence, you lose the drive. But it's important, you've got to pick up something, you've got to keep doing something, you cannot stop. And you've got to understand also, this is part of the game. If you're getting into business, this is part of the game. The bigger the setback, the bigger the opportunity. And it's hard to see an opportunity when you fail, but the opportunity might be to completely change your career path. Maybe you had an idea to do something else that you weren't able to do because of your original business. And it's also an opportunity and a wake-up call. So you've got to look at, where did I mess up? Because that lesson is going to hit harder than anything else. It is going to hit you harder than anything else. Somewhere along the process, you messed up. It's your problem, it's your fault. Now, I'm not saying start talking negative to yourself, but you need to internalize that and build from it. And plus, the bigger the setback you get while you're younger is going to materialize into something crazy down the line. Whereas if you face that setback later in your journey, it's going to be a bigger issue. And if you start studying other people, big business people, you will see a common theme. They all had major failures. You've got to feel some pain to get the hunger to go even further. And you might feel like you've got a big setback already, but there can be bigger stuff and there can be worse problems. So understand it's part of the game. It's a character building, weakness exposing experience that you need to bounce back from. So stay busy, understand it's part of the game, and listen to what caused it. Internalize it, and they're going to be the building blocks you improve on for your next move. So with that, if you're feeling some failure right now, good. Bounce back. Think about it.